So here we are for another episode of watching Tony work. Madness. Today, or this evening rather, I'm going to be creating a bunch of social media graphics for the FutureSync conference. Again, we're going to be using Canva. If you've been watching along, you'll know that Canva is quite a core tool that I use. It makes graphic design quite easy. Well, not easy. It makes it a lot more straightforward, should we say. So for the conference, we put content out on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So within that, we create a few different versions of each graphic. So the Twitter one generally gets used on Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And then we create Instagram squares for the feed, and then we create Instagram stories where we dive into the detail of the sessions. So we're just going to start creating that one. This might be a really short stream, I'm not quite sure. It will depend how much energy I've got. And the soundtrack for this one is going to be the Make More album by a rapper called Sapient, and this is from 2019. It's a 50-minute album, but if I'm honest, I don't think you're going to get to hear the whole thing. Alright, so let's crack on. So here you can see a whole bunch of designs. If I go to see all, you can see just how many different variations of designs we've got for various things. So here down, it's 2019 conference really. My long-time sponsor there, Chris Blunt. Some stuff for Software Cornwall, some stuff for Southwest Communities, but from here on up, it's pretty much all FutureSync apart from the odd bit. So the first thing we'll do, if we create our Twitter social cards, we'll open up Twitter. And again, you can see the colors for each track, and here we coordinate the color of the underlined bar with the color around the speaker. And some of these are yet to be used actually. Created them just for the sake of creating them really. So if we separate them out just like we did before, so we'll take this one down to the bottom. And then bring the other Shadipo one down. The Shadipo was our first speaker confirmed for the Creative Design track. And then if we bring Sophie down as well. And number 2. I think we're roughly in the right place now. So these are the ones that we use for most stuff. Like I say, we haven't actually used these ones yet, but we might do. I think there's a bit too much text on here to be used, and I think when I sat down to edit some of the text out, I wondered whether it was worth doing at all. But we'll probably introduce something about their talk title there. Yeah, so let's get this started. So let's finish off Roman's talk. So if we duplicate this one and then knock it down and then duplicate this. Actually no, we won't. Let's not create what we don't need because we've got a lot to create. So Ramon is the last one, and we'll drag that down. And then for this one, I'm going to drag across from my secret screen. So what I'm doing off screen is just hiding the kind of the GDPR unfriendly bits. Actually, I'll keep it on the screen, you don't need to see all this. Ramon. I'm so looking forward to seeing Ramon's talk. He did an excellent session at the hashtag events. I'm really looking forward to seeing this session, which is not one I've seen before. So he's a software developer. Freelance. Yeah, so I saw a talk with Ramon a while back at the hashtag conferences where he created a JS library for working with dance mats. If you're old enough to remember what a dance mat is, welcome to the club. That was a brilliant talk. Yeah, so looking forward to this. Okay, so that's that one. And then we've got one on the business track. We'll just change the background for that one for a random one. So if we uploads, let's that looks quite creative. Track. Okay. As soon as we've got it open, let's change the background on that one to this. As you can see, I've taken this from YouTube. So if we go, no, I'm not a big fan of that. So let's do that. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so 2020 speakers, business track. This is where we got the lion's share. Director, is that spelled right? Director, cool. Clack. Wendy is, and we were here yesterday working on this one, so we can, no need to retype if we don't need to. That's the wrong button. Just sort that background out for something slightly different. Let's go with that. Cool. Rebecca. Ariel Fox. I really need to figure out how to pronounce that. I always feel as if I'm saying it wrong. Oh. Cool, so that's our Twitter ones. Let's just so the one thing that bothers me about Canva is I'm sitting here editing all of these individual titles. When you download them, they just come down as numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It'd be really good if they could be. We've got 2 Sams. It'd be really good if they could be named. Make it a hell of a lot easier. You can probably hear the wind in the background. That's Storm Jorge or George if you're from around here. Cool. So let's download those. We'll do them in JPEG, high quality, and then we'll just download the ones we added today. So Gavin, these are back up. There should be 6 in total. Let's see, I've not renamed that one. Full disclosure, I've just travelled back from Amsterdam about a week ago. I've had a stinking cold ever since, but no fever. So I don't think it is coronavirus, but you never know. So it's probably best that I'm working remotely mainly at the moment. Incredible. Cool, so we've got those downloaded. You can see them here. Okay, so we got those. So now we go back to this one. So we've got our. I really need to sort these out and name them, but copy of 2020 papers template. I think it's this one. Yeah. So these ones we did add some extra stuff, and that kind of works on Instagram because it means that rather than just one post popping up once, it shows the second image. the second or third time, but I did notice there were some problems last time with this background, and again that's because I've taken it from YouTube, so it's got that white bar on the bottom which was showing up, so we'll get rid of that for this time, just in case I copy and paste any. Good old Chris there. Cool. All right. So we got those templates. I'm just going to show you this one here. I am simply using this image in our background graphics, just so that as many people as possible see a photo of Chris Hunt's Scrophenoskone. And that's the only reason I'm using that one. So let's get these organised by track. So just because he's at the top, put Shadipo up to the top. These are all the twos. So blue, blue, pink, 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 blue, 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 blue. So we'll bring the pinks down. Cool, so we got them separated out. For now we'll just do the front covers, kind of these images, but we might add some extra stuff. So if we start on the creative track, starting with Ariel. And again, if we've already typed it once, why should we type it again? Boom. Cool, software development is where I'm on. Wrong one. Freelance, hire this man. Cool. And business, which is where all the magic is happening in this batch. Oh, didn't mean to copy all those. Cool. So do 1 for Gareth, start at the top. 1 for Wendy. 1 for Sam. Really excited to see Sam's talk actually. 1 for Rebecca. That wouldn't have been the first time I sent out a social media card with the wrong name on it. So now this one's too long. So could we do SW? Yeah, why not? Some parcels. Some parcels. Yeah. Becca. Okay. Cool. Okay, and then if we create some of these. So he blue. Pardon me. Business is purple because apparently pink is a more creative colour. Not my words. Purple. And then if we swap out some backgrounds, really need to find some new backgrounds. Let's find some new backgrounds. So go to photos. Okay, so when we're thinking about photos to use, like, I quite like that photo, but the gender balance in it doesn't represent our conference, so we probably wouldn't use that. Again, all men. The only woman in that photo is serving. Marina looking very happy in that picture. Oh, back spasm. Ruth looking very hungover there. That's completely my fault. Richard getting drunk during the conference. So I like that one. We'll take that one. We'll take that one as well. Let's take that one as well. Again, I like that shot. Too many men. I like that shot. We'll take that one. I kind of want to use that one just because Hannah's stuffing her face. Big unicorn. I like that one. Use that one. Take that one just because it's jam first. Took ages to get those bags lined up, you won't believe. And then take that one. I think the team at Mike Lister Photography took a hell of a lot. Here's the Cornwall Geek Circle. It's a lot of photographs, isn't it? That one. Hey, Tyler, our video guy. Cool, I think we're good for photos there, so if we download those. So just uploaded on off screen. And this is just about providing visual variety. When you see all of the Instagram posts lined up, they don't necessarily look that great if every single image is the same. So it's important that you have a bit of variety in it. So there's Natalia. She was one of our first speakers for 2017, and our first speaker to be confirmed for 2020. Actually, thinking about it. This talk is really good. In fact, I'm looking forward to all of that. To be honest, I wish I could attend this conference rather than having to organise it and kind of orchestrate it from the centre. There's so many good speakers speaking. That one, this guy's from Plymouth, so make sure that we're showing down first. I'm sorry you look that hungover, Ruth. Completely my fault. Okay, so we got our base Instagram posts. So let's create our base Instagram stories. I think so far we've published something like 130 stories on Instagram. Just a hell of a lot. I generally don't think that people see that much content is created for anything really. I was certainly surprised. So Pinks, that's our creative track. So that means Ariel. So as a general rule of thumb, the further away from the conference we are, the more we kind of focus on the company rather than their talk, and then as we're getting a bit closer, we start focusing more on the speaker's talk in this kind of material. That seems to have worked quite well so far. Whether it will again, who knows? Cool, these ones are pretty much sorted, so if we duplicate that one. Gareth, Wendy. Blue, so that's software, so that's Ramon. Cool. Let's go. Ramon, I need the tilt. I haven't figured out where on the keyboard that tilde over the O is. So if we Ramon. He hasn't got a company, so we'll leave that there. And we did. Yeah, we did Errol. This one's a long one, isn't it? Cool. So we got base our base stories. Change the backgrounds. So Ramon, what are we gonna do for you? Let's have a look. Cool. So the next task for these is to kind of pull apart the abstracts and slim them down into short things. I'm not sure I'm in the mode to do that right now. Simply because I've had one too many glasses of wine, but doing this kind of stuff's well, it is getting late. And doing this kind of stuff's quite good when you're in this mode, and then when you need to think, you do the rest. So let's have a look. How long have we been doing this? 40 minutes. So that was 40 minutes to do some copying and pasting onto different stories. It takes a lot longer to do this stuff. And that's not even taking into account all the time which it takes to create all of the text around them, to tag, to make sure you're hitting the right people, to post them on Instagram. The Instagram stories get drip fed over a day, so that means over the course of a day you need to kind of remember to post them, and that takes a lot of time. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I'm going to do for now. But yeah, so that's part one of getting the next batch of speakers done. Yeah, so the next part is to go through and create that text. So we can make the stories into a couple posts worth, and then to put it all into a newsletter. And again, that takes time. Certainly when I started doing this kind of stuff, I didn't realise how much time it absorbed. But here we are at 11:15 on a Friday night working on it. But for now, that's going to be all we're going to do. So thank you for tuning in if you've been watching. If you've not been watching, you won't see this message, so it doesn't matter. Catch you next time.